By now you might be wondering, how does the students complete their assignment? So let's just start a quick assignment here, and I'll transpose as a student and see what it looks like from a student perspective. So you are here as the teacher, and this is your classroom. You're going to go to classwork, and you're going to create an assignment. And let's say it's chapter 2, and it's a written reflection. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and paste my instructions in, but whatever your instructions are, that's all up to you. So my instructions is to write to these essential questions after you have read chapter 1 of the course text and had read the extended reading selections provided. Your paper will be written using proper APA format and style. Below are the essential questions that I want them to answer to or write to. How do children develop cognitively? How is Piaget's work viewed today? How did Vygotsky view cognitive development? And how did Braun-Frenbrenner view development? And I expect them to cite the pertinent points that the author of the text and also that of my extended reading selections are pointing out in relation to answering these essential questions. So I don't need to add nothing because I've already had my extended reading selection and links in underneath the topic of chapter 2. So I want it to go to my practice page, no other. It's not going to go to my other classes that I'm assigned. It's going to go to all students. And I'm going to say this is worth 10 points for each of the essential questions. So I'm going to put 40 points for a total there. Now, I'm going to put I could put a due date down, but for this particular thing, since it's practice, I'm not going to do that. And then, again, I always suggest that you post this right before, unless you're going more asynchronously, and then you might go ahead and put a due date on it. Under what topic? Now, I have week 2, educational psychology. I guess it would go under week 3 because that's kind of what the essential questions are addressing here. So it's cognitive language and literacy. So I'm going to paste it under that, and I'm going to go ahead and assign that. So now, from here, I'm going to go in as a student to see how that looks like for them. Okay, so I'm going to go down to my Cente because I always enroll myself using a different Gmail account into my classes. So let's see, I believe it's this class right here that I'm a student in. Okay, so now I'm into Classroom as a student, and I'll also in my stream, which is the first page that they will go to also, your students, and it's going to say Art Fisher posted a new assignment, Chapter 2, Writing Reflection. So as a student, I can click here and it's going to go to that assignment, but also they can go to classwork and say, okay, so we're going to go down to chapter 3, even now it says chapter 2, but I put it under the topic chapter 3, but I can go back and change that. So I can go ahead and click this as a student, and I can look down and I can view the assignment. Okay, so they can actually read your instructions right here when they open it up, but they want to choose view assignment because that's going to give them the option of how to add that. Okay, so from here, in relation to writing to these essential questions, the student's going to go up to your work, and they're going to click on add or create, and they're going to determine how they're going to create this. So is it from a Google Drive? Did they already start it and it's in their Google Drive? Can they link it in? Is it a file? Or should they create a new document using Google Docs? Or can they address this particular assignment using slides, sheets, or drawing? For this assignment, I'm going to, as a student, choose Docs. And of course, it should be written in APA style, so I would go back as a student and actually put my cover page, and if I require that they do an abstract, they have to do that. So it needs to follow that APA format, and also with the style, they're going to have to put in their citations and whatever to write professionally according to APA style. So they had created this document, so it's going to be a blank document when they open it up. And the first thing that they should do is, I always suggest that my students put their name up here and change that title. So I might just put art, and then I might put chapter, and it was 3 reflection. Okay, and they begin to start typing. Okay. Okay. And let's say they didn't complete it. If they didn't complete it and they need to come back later and finish it, remember, Google will automatically save to their Google Drive their assignment. But it will also save within the teacher folder at your Google Docs as the instructor, and you can go back in and see their progress of their work by going there. So let's say the student didn't finish it, so they go ahead and close it out. Okay? So later on, as they go back to their practice page, they can go back into the classwork, and they can go down to open up chapter 3 again and actually begin to work on it. Okay? All right, so this student can go here, and there's the assignment. It's still there, and they can pick it up from there. So it will come up. So you can see this is the my assignment as a student again that I didn't complete, and I can begin to add more to it. Let's add more. Oops, stop. Let's add more and complete. Okay, so me as a student, I finished that paper, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to choose Turn In. Okay, and it's going to ask me, do I really want to turn it in? And I'm going to choose Turn In again. Okay, now let's go back from a teacher to the teacher perspective and see what it looks like once a student does hand in their work. Okay, so we're going to go down to week 3. Is that where I put it? Under week 3. And I'm going to click on that, and it's going to show that one of my students have completed that assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up and click on it, and it will take me to that student. I can see the name of the student, and this is the assignment that they have uploaded as complete. And I can open it up here and actually see their work. I can make comments or whatever over here, and also I can grade them appropriately. This student didn't do very good, so I'm going to give them a 20, I guess. So that's 50%. I can add a comment here down below to the student and say, make sure that you answer all essential questions and use proper APA style and format. Okay. Now what I want to do right now is I want to post that. So that's going to go to the students, that particular student, and then I'm going to return that assignment with the grade. And I give my students sometimes the option to redo their work. Return. Let's go back as a student just to see what that looks like then. And so I'm going to open the email because I should get an email response in my inbox here from that instructor. It might take a while for it to get here. Well, there it is. Art Fisher added a comment on Chapter 2 Written Reflection. New assignment. came up here also. They'll be notified when a new assignment is posted through email. And also me as a student, or I as a student, I can go in there and I can look at added a private comment on chapter 2. So they can read the comment right here. Make sure that you answer all essential questions and use proper APA style and format. Okay? And the student might want to go and reply back to you. So this is going to take them back to that particular assignment. And they got a response line here, and they can say, can I redo this assignment? Okay, and then send it. And then again, it will go back to the instructor. And it will come to you also in an email, but you can also go back in as an instructor. And let me close that now, since I already did it. And I can open it up again. And you can see that that comment about can I redo this assignment is there. Yes, you may. And I might say to post. Okay, so now let's see what happens in the student perspective again. And again, let's go to the email and let's see if a message came in. Added a private comment. I don't know if that new one came in yet. But anyway, it will come in there. Let's see if that's it. Okay, Google Classroom. And there it is. It says, yes, you may. And I could respond back as a student, say thank you. Okay, so now that I've given the option to redo this assignment, I can go back in as a student and choose resubmit. Whoops, resubmit. After I make the changes. So, okay, that just makes sense to me, okay? So I can go back in and I can make the changes, and I have made changes. Okay, I'll spell that correctly. And I can turn in. And turn in again. Okay? So that's kind of one way that students can do their assignment from their perspective. You know, and so you might want to play with that and understand that process, because if some students have problems, they're going to come to you, and hopefully you understand this process well enough that you can explain to them what they need to do in order to upload an assignment, complete an assignment, or resubmit an assignment.